Alright, how we doing, folks? It's Paul Marcus 1205 numbers after the name. Marcus and friends right here, rolling up with a buddy of mine. And playing a little Contra. In this case, my boy Fabio, he came over, man. We talking about life, you know, all that hoods, all that intelligent stuff, all that like serious stuff. And then we're like, you know what, man? Let's just get us some Contra up in here, man. I actually don't know if he'd ever played Contra. He's blue, I'm red. I'm not really sure. And I got to tell him that I was like, hey, take a couple seconds, learn the controls. And it was really funny watching like some reaction videos on this reaction channel about kids like playing Contra and how difficult it was, whatever. And I was like, hey, man, I think they're being a little bit ludicrous, but Contra is a really hard game. Now, I've been in Contra before. Let me tell you my Contra drink story, though, man, because that's kind of where this all derived from. So, I had a buddy of mine who came over, man, actually a good friend of mine, and, you know, we were talking about, like, playing Contra and beating Contra, and we're like, yeah, you know, I've heard it's, like, a stupid hard game, blah, 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 all that jazz, and, he was just like, yeah, you know, we could probably beat it, though. I was like, it's pretty tough co-op, I think. I had it for the... I didn't have an NES at the time, but I bought the game. There was a store out in college that sold like old retro games like for real cheap, and I knew a good opportunity where I got one. Like Contra was like $2 or $1.50, and I was like, listen, man, I don't even got NES, but I'm getting Contra. A buddy of mine had an NES though, so I was like, listen, man, let me cop that NES real quick. Let me play this Contra over here with a friend of mine. Whatever, we managed to set it up, and there we go. Now, we had an idea, though. It was like a Saturday night or something. We go afterwards, and I was like, listen, man, we got a multitask, right? You got a pregame, and you got to play the Contra. So, here's what we're going to do. Here's what we decided to do. And I'm telling Fabio, I'm like, why don't you get the laser? I was like, it's a little bit difficult to use. It's really strong, though, and I don't think he even gets that much of a chance to use it, unfortunately. Here. Spreads where it's at, though. So I told him, I was like, listen, man, here's what we'll do. We'll get I had a bottle of vodka, about a level vodka, brand that I never even heard of, which is pretty solid though. That a girl bought me for helping her on a Spanish paper. I used to help people out with Spanish papers when they buy me alcohol. It was a good deal. So I told him, I was like, listen, we'll get the drink, and we'll take. I think we decided it was gonna be like a shot every time we used the continue or something like that. Right? No, this was a shot every time we died. And then we realized that it was kind of difficult because we were still taking the shot and the character was back or whatever, and he died. So then it was a shot every continue. Oh my goodness. We got to the waterfall stage. I don't know if we made it to stage 4. We got to like the waterfall stage, which is really difficult with 2 players. And we were just like already like blitzed, and I was like, this didn't work out, you know. We were losing all our cognitive functions because that's what alcohol does. It was quite the opposite of what we were supposed to do. When I look back and think about it honestly, I was like, we were not the brightest of folk, because you want to have all your abilities at top notch when you play Contra. You don't want to be half-assed at anything in Contra. Contra is like, yo, you better be on point. Like, I'd even say this, you have to be ready for Contra, you know what I'm saying? Like, you have to, if you want to beat Contra, you gotta like make sure you got some good sleep the night before. Make sure you had a good lunch, maybe you carb up a little bit before lunch. You got to be ready because you're going to be burning through a lot of stuff. In this case, when we were playing Contra with Fabio, I was actually up for like 20 hours. Saturdays were like my stupid long days. So I was already like a little bit like losing it towards here. But I had done really well until you watch how the game screws me over with the power-up. And to this day, I still feel like I could have probably made it. I wouldn't have beat it, but I would have gotten pretty damn close. As long as you keep spread, you can stay pretty damn close in this game. Ironically, though, in the NES that's coming out, in the little guy, they have Super C and not Contra. Now, Super C, I've never gotten too far. I've gotten to like stage 3 in Super C. It's like a jungle kind of area or something like that. That's as far as I've gotten in Super C. I haven't played it as much either. I have it on the Wii, and I'm not really too comfortable playing it on the Wii. I'd like to get it on the original NES and check that out. The damn F comes at me, and I'm like, yo, I was like, my spread for this gun that I'm not even fully like comfortable with or even know. Come on, man. I was like, I'm not even sure if I'm getting down there. I was like, I'd rather almost have the pellet guns in this place. That right there, my friends. There's nothing worse than Contra that when something like that happens, or when you're climbing up, like say in the waterfall stage, when you climb up and a power-up just like kind of falls on top of you or is right in your way, the only way you could go. Oh, hate it. Can't stand it. Over here I'm debating as to what I'm hearing. I was like, is it hitting? Is it not? I know what happens with the spread, but I don't know what happens with this damn thing. And I'm like, do I have to take out that top thing? Do I have to take out the other thing? Whatever. I got popped and I managed to get my pea shooter back, which, in all fairness, I was a little bit happy with. I was like, thank God. I was like, at least I know how this works. I don't necessarily like it. I don't think it's really the best. I'm going to the boss with it, but whatever. At least I know how it works. But ironically, they have Super C in it, which is a much more difficult game. I imagine that's probably some sort of contract thing with Contra. I think because in the virtual console, Contra isn't on there either. It's Super C as well. That's why I ended up buying Super C on the virtual console. Super C is a lot more difficult, man. Like stuff comes out everywhere in Contra, but you could kind of between memorization, just a little bit of prediction, you could kind of figure out what's going to happen here. In Super C, though, people come at everyone. I'm sure you can memorize it too, but people come from front of you, behind you, like anywhere. Like it's just a free-for-all, and I'm like, I'm not a big fan of this. Like, what's going on? This thing is wild. So it's interesting to see why they added that game over there. But in this case, man, your boy Marcus and friends. Deuces. Fabio actually figured out that you could take my lives in the third stage, so he joins me. Maybe we'll put that up next week. I love that music, man.